Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. In this video, we talk about one of the most timeless and powerful books ever written on success and achievement, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. By the end of this video, you're going to have a crystal clear understanding of his philosophy and the steps you can start applying immediately to change your future. This book asks the question, what makes a winner? While some people see Napoleon Hill as a controversial figure, millions around the world say this one book completely transformed their lives. In this breakdown, we'll go deep into topics like the 7 positive and 7 negative emotions, the power of autosuggestion, sexual transmutation, persistence, and much more. We'll also explore more abstract but fascinating ideas such as the subconscious mind, the mastermind principle, and the concept of infinite intelligence. So make sure you stick with me all the way through, because in the end, I'll tie everything together and share the concrete action steps you can take right now to get started with Hill's Think and Grow Rich method. Let's dive in. The very first thing Napoleon Hill makes clear is this: thoughts are things. Thoughts are not empty. They are powerful. And when mixed with desire, persistence, and definiteness of purpose, they can be transformed into material riches or any other achievement you want in life. To illustrate this, Hill tells the story of Edwin C. Barnes, a man who had a burning desire to become a business partner of the great inventor Thomas Edison. Barnes didn't know Edison personally. He didn't have money, plans, or connections. He couldn't even afford a train ticket and had to ride a freight train just to get to New Jersey, where Edison lived. Most people would have quit at that point, but Barnes held on to one thing: a burning desire. When he finally stood before Edison and declared his intention, Edison noticed something remarkable. He later said Barnes looked like any ordinary tramp, but the fire in his eyes convinced him this man would never give up until he achieved his goal. That burning desire eventually made Barnes not just an employee, but Edison's business partner, leading him to great wealth. This story shows us how a single thought, backed by focused desire, can become reality. And this is the core of Napoleon Hill's philosophy. Your thoughts magnetize your life. They attract people, circumstances, and opportunities that harmonize with your mindset. This is why Hill says, you are the master of your fate, the captain of your soul. Now, one of the most famous lessons from the book is the story of 3 feet from gold. So many people fail not because they lack ability, but because they give up right before success. Hill interviewed hundreds of successful men and women who told him the same thing. Their greatest successes came just one step beyond their hardest defeats. Think about it. How often do we quit just because results haven't shown up yet? Failure, Hill says, is a trickster with a sense of irony. It trips you right at the edge of success. The key is to keep striking through those temporary setbacks because persistence holds the power to turn defeat into triumph. And this brings us to principle 1, desire. Hill makes it clear, success does not start with wishing or hoping. It starts with a burning desire. Desire that is definite, consuming, and unshakable. He shares the story of an ancient commander who, upon landing his troops on enemy shores, ordered the ships burned. With no retreat possible, his soldiers had only 2 options: win or die. Inspired by this belief, they fought with all they had and won. In the same way, Barnes didn't try to get a job with Edison. He burned all bridges of retreat and decided that he would work with Edison no matter what. Napoleon Hill even gives us 6 concrete steps to turn desire into reality. First, fix in your mind the exact amount of money or goal you want. It must be specific, not vague. Second, decide what you are willing to give in return. Remember, nothing comes for free. Third, fix a definite date by which you intend to have it. Fourth, create a clear plan and begin at once, whether or not you feel ready. Fifth, write out these details in a short statement. And sixth, read this statement aloud twice every day, once in the morning and once at night, visualizing and believing that you already possess it. This method becomes even more powerful when combined with autosuggestion. The practice of using repeated, emotionally charged affirmations and visualizations to influence your subconscious mind. Hill believed that your subconscious cannot tell the difference between reality and imagination. It simply acts on whatever you repeatedly feed it. This is why athletes visualize themselves winning, why successful people speak affirmations daily, and why repeating your written goal statement day after day slowly builds belief until it becomes real. Another key principle, Hill explains, is faith. Faith is not about blind belief. It's about building unshakable confidence in your ability to achieve your desire. Faith can be cultivated through repetition, positive affirmations, and visualization. When your thoughts are consistently mixed with positive emotions, they create a magnetic force that attracts corresponding realities into your life. This is why we must constantly be mindful of what emotions dominate our mind. Hill also stresses the importance of specialized knowledge. Having general knowledge will not make you rich. It's specialized knowledge, applied in a definite plan, that creates wealth. For example, a smartphone is common knowledge, but those who specialize in app development or digital marketing can easily turn that into fortune. Hill makes it clear, wealth isn't created by piling up random facts, but by focusing expertise into specific uses that serve others. Then comes imagination. This is described as the workshop of the mind where your desires begin to take form. Hill distinguishes between synthetic imagination, which rearranges existing ideas into new combinations, and creative imagination, which receives entirely fresh hunches and inspirations. Both are vital. The lesson here is simple. Work your imagination like a muscle. Picture your desires vividly. Turn thoughts into visual realities and ideas into concrete plans. From here, the book moves into organized planning. Thousands of people fail despite desire and ideas simply because they lack clear action steps. A plan, Hill says, should be definite, adaptable, and supported by a mastermind group, a team of like-minded allies working together in harmony. If your first plan doesn't work, replace it with a better one, but never abandon your goal. Remember, a quitter never wins and a winner never quits. Another powerful principle is decision. According to Hill, successful people make firm decisions quickly and stick to them. People who fail tend to make decisions slowly and change them often. Procrastination is the enemy here. If you hesitate too long, opportunities pass you by. Hill even warns about being overly influenced by others' opinions. If you let others dictate your choices, you never form your own burning desire. Indecision, doubt, and fear, these three enemies kill more dreams than failure ever could. Following decision, we come to persistence. Lack of persistence is one of the greatest weaknesses of mankind. Strong desire mixed with persistence creates unstoppable momentum. Hill outlines ways to cultivate persistence. having a definite goal, self-reliance, cooperation with others, accurate knowledge instead of guesswork, willpower, and turning persistence into daily habits. Like building a muscle, persistence grows stronger every time you refuse to quit. Next is one of Hill's most fascinating ideas, the power of the mastermind. He explains that when two or more minds come together in harmony, they create an invisible third mind that multiplies intelligence and power. This is why successful people surround themselves with other achievers. Alone, you can achieve much, but together, you unlock far greater strength. One of the most controversial but powerful concepts in the book is sexual transmutation. Hill describes sexual energy as the strongest of human desires. Left uncontrolled, it can waste a person's vitality. But when transmuted into creativity, drive, and imagination, it becomes a source of genius. Many famous leaders and innovators, Hill argues, have harnessed this vital energy and channeled it into productive achievements. Beyond this lies the working of the subconscious mind. Hill argues that your subconscious is the gateway between your conscious intentions and what he calls infinite intelligence. This is why the seeds you plant through autosuggestion matter so much. Thoughts mixed with strong feelings are recorded deeply in the subconscious and over time manifest into reality. The goal is to dominate your subconscious with positive emotions. Desire, faith, love, hope, enthusiasm, while driving out negative ones like fear, jealousy, anger, and revenge. Building on the subconscious, Hill explains that the brain itself is like a broadcasting and receiving station. Your thoughts, especially when energized with emotion, radiate outward like invisible signals. Likewise, your creative imagination receives thought vibrations from other minds. This idea, though abstract, anticipates what modern thinkers call energy, resonance, or even the law of attraction. Finally, we reach the 13th principle, the sixth sense. Hill calls this the door to the temple of wisdom. It's not something you can force. It develops naturally once you practice and master the other principles. The sixth sense manifests as intuition, hunches, warnings, or flashes of insight that guide you toward opportunities and protect you from dangers. In modern terms, you could call it your inner GPS, sharpening as you train your mind with desire, persistence, and positive emotion. But before wrapping up, Hill issues some warnings in an epilogue called How to Outwit the Six Ghosts of Fear. These are the fears of poverty, criticism, ill health, loss of love, old age, and death. Alongside them are the three greatest enemies, indecision, doubt, and fear. Hill argues that all success begins with controlling your mind because, in the end, your world reflects your dominant thoughts. So how do you apply this philosophy today? Start with a burning desire. Make it so clear that it fuels you day and night. Write out your definite purpose using the 6-step plan. Use auto-suggestion to plant it into your subconscious every morning and night. Begin developing specialized knowledge related to your goal. Train your imagination and create organized plans of action supported by allies. Persist through failures. Make decisions firmly. Use the mastermind principle wisely. Channel your energies proactively. And above all, guard your mind against the 6 fears and 7 negative emotions, while fueling it daily with positive ones. This is the Think and Grow Rich method, and it's as relevant today as it was nearly a century ago. By applying these principles step by step, desire, faith, autosuggestion, specialized knowledge, imagination, organized planning, decision, persistence, the power of the mastermind, sexual transmutation, the subconscious mind, the brain, and the sixth sense. You can gradually shape your thoughts into wealth, success, and fulfillment. Remember, everything begins in the mind, and your dominant thoughts will always become your reality. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel.